Hola mis serenitas, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're just going to do a quick review video of Klarity Kosmetics Stained Glass Palette. It is a very small palette. I'm not 100% sure. It was like right around $27, $28. I remember a friend of mine who lives here in Sacramento mentioning, you know, I'm not paying that much for such a little palette. And I'm not going to lie, the price is up there for something that only has basically 6 eyeshadows. But I will say it didn't weird me out to have to pay that much, because technically that's how much I pay when Too Faced comes up with their little holiday mini palettes. You know, the ones they release every year right around Christmas time. And I have been known to collect those in the past, so they cost right around $27 too. So it wasn't such a big thing to purchase this one. Now, it comes like this. It has this gorgeous, simply beautiful packaging. I just love it. The whole stained glass idea of it. I don't know, when they first put it up there on their little page, I was like, I need that. I need that, because I saw the tones in there, and I was just like all over it. So when you take it out of the slip, it does come with a slip, of course, this one right here. It has the same design. And then you open it up, and it has a little cute mirror. I already took the little plastic thing off the mirror, so it does have a good size mirror. You can obviously see your eyes. You can probably see this much of your face. And these are the tones in here. This is like a duochrome. It does look like, I want to say between a brown and a gray. I have it in this area right here. The only bad thing about this palette that I'm going to mention right now is there's no transition shade. There is no shade light enough to be able to use as a transition shade, whether you're lighter than me or darker than me or the same tone. It makes no difference. There's no transition shade in here. So if you guys see my TikTok videos, I'm planning to upload it to TikTok, to my Instagram. I also upload it to my YouTube. So when you guys see the look that I created today, when I show you guys on my TikTok video, you will notice that in that video, I used ColourPop Big Poppy palette for my transition only. And the rest of the look is pretty much what the colors that are in this palette. So I used a color from Big Poppy. I'm not sure what it's called, if I can remember. And when I'm editing this, hopefully I'll put it up here somewhere what the shade I used was called. It was like it was an orangey shade. I was trying to match, you know, some of the little orange tones I have on my shirt. So that was my transition shade. And then in this area right here, I added the duochrome thing that's called Window to My Soul. This one. And then I used this golden one right here. It's like a bronze gold window pane, I think it's called. That one I used right here, and then down here some. I think the whole thing, actually. The whole entire bottom is that bronze tone. And then, of course, you guys see this gorgeous green, emerald green shimmer. That is like right here. And that one stands out so beautifully. In the beginning, it is very vibrant, very in your face. It kind of dies down, but it never loses that pretty green, emerald green shade. So it's still there. It just looked a little bit more metallic when I first applied it on. So just letting you guys know that. And then, so I tried to go for like a smoky eye. And I used the brown right here, the matte brown in here that's called Pain in the Glass. That one, oh my God. So beautiful shade. I'm not complaining about it, but it is not dark enough for me. When I started smoking it out, I don't know if it was because some of this shade was already on there, but it wasn't darkening. It wasn't helping. It wasn't standing out. So I was like, okay, retract. Let's go back. And I used this one, Picture Perfect, the green, the matte. And then that works way better than the brown. So I put the green right here. I first put the brown here and then darken over here. But then, like I said, it wasn't working. So I added the green right here and then the green over here, while still trying to maintain that little golden color, and then trying to create, like, you know, see how all the colors are there. And then, of course, my inner corner highlight is this one that's called Crystal Clear. And that is basically a duochrome too. It looks white, but it's not white. It has these gold reflex in them, and almost like a green right there. See how you guys see when you move with the like the light? It does have a green golden type of shift to it. Very, very pretty. All the shades in here are pretty. I think the only thing I would change if I could is I would have wanted at least 2 more shades, and to either get a very, like a transition shade, any type of, you could have gave me a light medium brown and that would have been a perfect transition shade for, you know, anyone pretty much. You just needed one transition shade in here. It didn't matter what they made it. It would have been good as a light brown, like a, I don't know, like a fawn brown to me. That's what I would have had it. And then either a darker brown than this or a black. And I think the palette itself would have been good. Because it's mostly, you know, these greens in here. And then this is a really good color. I mean, on the eye, it looks like a brown. And it's not actually a brown. In the palette, it looks more like a gray. But when you put it on, it looks like a sort of like brown gray shift. So it works, you know. So I still loved it. I think it's a really great palette. Now, do you need it? No, I don't think it's... Unless you're like a collector like me or you really like these tones, I would say not to bother with it. But it is a really, really pretty palette. I think it actually complements my collection. And like I said, I only had to like dip into another palette for the transition shade, and that was it. Because I knew, I was like, okay, I'm going to create just to look just using this palette. But then when I noticed it had no transition shade, I was like, okay, there's no going back from that. I need a transition shade. But other than that, I really like how my look came out. And if you guys are wondering, this white right here, liner, that is from Juvia's Place. I bought it when they first released the Garden Juvia's. You know how they like brought up a whole line of different colored ones. I never played with, I just bought the white one and I never played with it till today. So I was like, okay, I'm going to add like a double wing, and then I'll do the white right there. And then of course, you guys, I've already said it in the past, the rhinestones are from Amazon. You also, it comes like in a kit with just all the rhinestones, different colors. And then it comes with its own glue and its own little placement tweezer. It just comes included. They're like literally maybe like the cheapest ones I've seen is about $8.99, $9.99 for like 6 different rhinestone colors, the glue and then the placement tweezer. Okay, so it's cheap. It's not exactly breaking the bank expensive. So let me get started on the, you know, because it's going to be quick for the swatches. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go clear across each of the rows until we get to the end of this palette. Like I said, it's literally 6 shades, so this is going to go really, really quick, you know. The first one is called Window to My Soul. And one thing I will note is that these shimmers in here are so buttery, soft, smooth. Like, they go on like butter, you guys. This is such a beauty. See how you... I don't know if you guys can see that shift. But in the pan, it looks more on the gray end. But it does have a brown gray reflect to it, like a duochrome. And then you have that Paint in the Glass, which is a dark matte brown. It does feel a little bit gritty, not a lot to like bother me, but it does feel like on the dry gritty end. And to me, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was dark enough. See how it has this, it's sort of like a brown reddish almost, but it's not a dark espresso brown. Would have been really good to smoke out the eye. I honestly think I could probably, I didn't want to use it as a transition shade because I got scared maybe it was going to be too dark. But I don't know, maybe if I tap that off, it'll still work for that. I don't know, but as of right now, I just didn't think it was capable of doing that. So next one is the Window Pane. This is such a gorgeous tone. Honestly, between all the shades in here, what really drew my attention were this shade and the emerald green shade. Those were the ones that really stood out to me in this palette. And that's one of the reasons why I couldn't say no to the palette, because I was like, no, these are gorgeous shades. I want these. In the next row, we have Crystal Clear, which, like I said, that is my transition shade. It does look like a white sort of type of shimmer. But then when you swatch it, it has a lot of glitter. It's like, I'm not joking. It is super glittery. It's one of those type of shimmers that I like to call wildfire shimmer. If you're not careful on how you put it on your eye, that thing will spread like wildfire. And you're just going to look like a freaking fairy farted on your face. I'm giving you that warning. Now we have that Picture Perfect dark matte green. This is such a complimentary shade to that shimmer one. They go perfect together. That one also does feel a tiny bit dry. It doesn't really bother me, but I just like to mention it. And I will mention that right now that I'm doing the swatches for the green one, it does stain. It's because it's staining my fingers, so I'm wondering how my eyelids are gonna be later on. We'll see, but as of right now, like, look, it did stain my poor finger a little bit. And then lastly, we have the Tinted Love, which is the emerald green shimmer. This one, it does not feel buttery smooth like the other ones. The other ones are more like, they feel very moist, very buttery, smoothing on. This one is more of a drier type of shimmer. But y'all, does she deliver. Look at that. When I first put that on my eyelid, I could not believe just the vibrancy of that green. And I was like looking, I was like, oh my God, that is so pretty. My husband is visiting family in El Salvador right now. And when he called me, I was literally just that shade in the middle. And he's looking, we're like FaceTiming on the messenger, right? And I was telling him, like, I'm kind of doing a TikTok right now. Like, why are you calling me? I said, call me back when I'm finished. Like, I look dumb right now with just literally one shade in the middle of my eyelid. I told him, I look weird right now. You need to call me back. And that is all the shades, y'all. Hopefully this video helped you guys out to make up your mind whether you want it or not. You know, the good thing about Klarity Kosmetics is they do have some type of sales from time to time. So you never know. You might snag it at a you know, when it's on sale, or when it, sometimes if it doesn't sell too much, they'll drop the price and they'll try to get rid of everything that they have in stock. So you might snag it up then. That I know of, if they even have it in stock. I have no idea if it's still in stock or not, or if it did sell out, because I said it and I forget it. I ordered it, it came, and then I just sat. It sat with my other palettes until like literally today. I told a friend I wanted to go watch the movie It Ends With Us. And she was like, let's go. And I was like, okay, say less. Let me go get ready. And I just thought this palette was perfect for today. So I was like, yeah, I'll just get changed and we're going to do. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys, this helped. And you guys want to buy it or you don't. Like I said, you don't really need it. It's not really necessary. I'm pretty sure you have these colors in some other palette. But I just thought it was a cute palette. I like the concept idea of it. I like the shade. It's just, I kind of needed a transition shade in there. That was the only bad thing, okay? So it's not necessarily a bad palette, and Klarity Kosmetics has really good formula in my opinion. So up to you if you want to buy it or not, okay? So I'm going to let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.